Wake.Show. As everybody knows, a show needs an intro. This is that intro. I am Fisher in the foreground, Sam in the back. Made an appearance on the morning blend. I hope they like me and ask me back. Oh, I don't know how that's
good.
There we go.
That's good.
There we go.
There we go. And Chris McCarty next to me.
And Chris McCarty in studio.
Hey.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Wake.Show. I'm Chris Fisher, along with Samantha Miller and Mr. Chris McCarty. How are you doing, you two? I like that shot, bags. I like that. I like that.
They're slowly phasing me out so that Chris can scoot over.
Yeah.
No one's phasing you out.
Next week, you'll be in the seat that's closer to the door.
Oh my God. Each day I'm closer.
You know, I was thinking,
so messed up, man.
Sam, would you like to, because I know that you had aspirations of doing radio at one point in your life, would you want to host a Wake.Show before you leave in the next 2 weeks?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you should do it.
I'd need you guys like here though.
Oh yeah.
Because I need commentary.
I would say that, because you can run this stuff right here, right? For the most part, or no?
I mean, yeah. I did it once. I probably would need a refresher on it.
All right, I'll push all the buttons for you. All right, so
All right.
I'll stay here.
I'll just sit in this exact spot and talk a little bit more than normal.
And yeah, you just lead the conversation. So you bring in, you go through the.
I could do it today with daughter prom gun.
Yeah, she already did bring in something out for today that we'll get to.
She should definitely do that one.
All right, Chris, welcome back. How you doing, sir?
I'm well, man. How you guys doing?
Doing all right. And the reason that we have the this shot, we've got them sitting both here instead of usually Chris will be on the couch starting off the show, is that I only have 2 cameras today, so we got to squeeze them all in to get everybody in the 2 cameras.
And music trivia today.
Now, am I the only one sweating today? Is it hot in here to you guys?
It's a little warm.
A little bit, because I've got layers on because I was on TV.
I'm cold-blooded.
We'll do this. Now you know where the secret thermostat's hidden. All right, so I got a lot of stuff to get to today. Oh, first of all, Chris, so today I was on the Morning Blend, which is ABC.
Cool.
Oh, you need our sponsor up there.
Oh, thank you so much, and welcome in our sponsor this first 15 minutes. And thank you so much to Single Source Insurance. They'll be coming by the studio tomorrow to talk about an event that they're sponsoring. Do you remember? It's something of the beach. Damn it. All right. Well, we'll find out more tomorrow when Single Source Insurance comes in.
Yeah.
Not only that, but we on Thursday, then it's our Conspiracy Thursday. Chris, that my buddy Andrew's coming in, who is
the Mattress Firm Conspiracy.
Yeah, that was the first start of our whole conspiracy, was Mattress Firm.
Yep.
And now we keep moving it.
Yep.
So Thursday.
So Andrew's going to come in. We'll talk all of them. There are still people. He's one of them. He does not believe the story behind Sandy Hook. He does not believe the story behind 9/11.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I question 9/11. Sandy Hook, I'm not
Sandy
so much
Hook,
on that one.
9/11's a little different. Sandy Hook that's okay.
I mean, of all the buildings, the one with all the money. Come on, man. Something's wrong with that. But anyways, go ahead.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Well, see, that's the thing is,
Talk
I know
about that Thursday.
I know that you're a little conspiratorial yourself. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Good morning, James. My brother Jason. Paul, how are you? It was good to see you the other night. Tim,
Jason.
Deidre, Matt, Dom. Talked to Matt earlier from Masteries, and we're going to have a conversation with him after, because we have our 100th episode coming up next week. Thank you so much for those of you who've been supporting all along. The 100th episode next Wednesday.
Correct.
So I'm going to talk to we're going to talk to Matt about possibly doing. Oh, this makes me so nervous. Doing the show out there live.
Why does it make you nervous?
It makes me nervous enough just doing this in here like that, because there's a lot. Because we don't have a tech team, and engineers and a portable setup. We're gonna have to break all of this down and then reset it back up on location, and then hope it all works.
It'll work.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, he's good. You're good. We're good. It's all good.
All right.
All of the team is going to be there. Cords wants everyone there.
What?
So I'm sure Caleb and Wes or whoever will help out.
Okay.
We'll help out.
All right.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I want to get there very, very. I want to test out, because also we have to make sure that Masteries has. I have to test their line.
Don't stress. It's going to be all right.
Yeah, I
Right,
agree, dude.
you're right.
Everything always
You're
works
right.
out. Everything's
You're
going
right.
to be all right.
All right, looking forward to talking to Matt after the show. Also, he texted me yesterday, Chris. He wants to talk to you and me and you. So I think we're bringing this all together here.
Yeah,
we've been
everything
trying to get out there to do something for a while now.
I think going to Masters for the 100th episode makes perfect sense.
All right. All right, so we'll see how that plays out. Joey? Joey on the road, leaving to Topeka, Kansas, headed for Long Island, thinking about getting me a slingshot. Wait, are you talking about like a slingshot, or is a slingshot
something
a recreational
code word for slingshots or something?
What do you mean? What do you mean slingshot? Exactly. All right, let's get to On This Day. Wait, hold on first. Before we get to On This Day, let me pull up for you because I was just in ABC's studios for the Morning Blend, right?
That's right.
Holy smokes.
What is the Morning Blend?
It's one of those midday talk show, talks about pop culture, what's going on around the Bay Area and stuff like that. Like the people that were on the show today, or we taped today for tomorrow. So there was me in there talking about pop culture. They had a chef in there, or somebody from Perkins Restaurant talking about stuff. Then I guess there's some event coming up this weekend, a gallery or something. So they had like an artist in there. They had tap dancers in there. And a couple. And another restaurant that's going to be a part of that. So one of those kind of shows. Good morning, Robert. And anyway, so this is a really cool facility that we have here, right? Bake More Pies has hooked it up for us. But this is old school TV. Let's see if it's loaded up.
I saw some dogs.
All right, there we go. So here we go.
Oh, that's cool.
This is a shot from inside there. The cameras are so cool because you're standing there. These are the tap dancers. True. That are going to be on the show tomorrow.
That are tapping.
Yep, they're over there doing their thing in the corner. But a really cool set over there. And so, these cameras, these badass cameras, Chris, are robotic. So like you're sitting there, and all of a sudden, the
televator.
Yeah, the televator.
Yeah, I did. It was daytime. It was NBC daytime TV, and it was the same kind of thing. I thought it was pretty cool. I tried to be like, let me just act normal, but I was like, what the?
So that's where they started the show right there, was with this guy from Perkins. And I want to say that he is a paid guest. Like, they have a deal with him, with Perkins. And so they come in however many times a month or however that works. But anyway, look at the spread that he brought in today.
Here for that.
I'm looking at that shirt. Why is he? He put himself in the garbage game with that. Not trying to be mean, but would you wear that shirt? Would you wear that shirt? Hell no.
Yes, I would. Because I don't think like that. I mean,
comes with the model.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Like they were like, put this shirt on. It's gonna go.
Man,
he's probably a nice guy. He's probably a nice guy.
He was very nervous, and I think he was trying to match the food that he brought in.
That's what I said.
Is that what you said?
That's all I said.
That's exactly what I thought when I was sitting there. And by the way, I wasn't thinking that in a cracking on the guy way either.
No, he makes great pies. It looks like, so that's great.
I can never make fun of what somebody else is wearing. I mean, I know today that I'm dressed, respectable enough, to go out in public. Like, look, a blue shirt buttoned up, gray pants with a belt. And right? I look like I'm matching stuff.
I can't say anything. I wear leggings all the time and so I can't say anything.
Right? Yeah, you look like half the time you look like you're getting ready to
work out.
You're getting ready to hop on a track and go try to set a record at the 440.
It's true. Why do you wear them? Because I like it. I don't know.
Oh, John's asking about the dogs. How come no dogs
where
today?
Are they?
Well, because I had to make this appearance this morning on TV. That was 2 hours or an hour and a half over at ABC, and I couldn't have them just sitting there in the car. I contemplated dropping them off with you guys.
Oh, yes, you should have.
On my way in, just stopping by here and dropping them off, but I thought, I don't want to. That's not really fair. Hey, watch my dogs, everybody. I'll be back in a couple hours.
I will gladly watch your dogs.
I know. All right, a couple more shots of the set there. Oh, and
so
this is how you get there,
brother.
This is how you get there from my house this morning. So, of course, anytime you have to go from St. Pete to Tampa or vice versa during rush hour traffic, damn well, even if you got the directions, you're pulling up your map.
Homie, you live way, way down there.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that's crazy. You have to drive your car through the bay.
I'm at the tip. I'm the pee hole. I'm the pee hole we live in the pee hole at the end of Pinellas County there.
Awesome.
But yes, when you see all that red, you're like, oh, it's going to be a long drive in. So you remember yesterday, Sam, Chris, what you missed yesterday is Sam and I basically went over all the pop culture that I would need because they brought me in to talk pop culture. And a matter of fact, they set it up. They're like, his radio fans know him as Fisher, but Chris Fisher now of the Wake.Show is here to give us all the latest gossip from Hollywood.
You were like, gossip?
So I knew this was going to happen. So yesterday we just spent the entire show going over pop culture. We went over. She ran me through a family tree of the Kardashians. First of all, that
I told them that's what they're trying to. That's what they care about.
That's what they want.
Yeah,
it's true. But luckily, there was a couple of things in the news that because you only have 5 minutes, right? And on the way in, I texted that picture of the map, right, of my drive to Danielle, who does mornings here in town at Magic 94.9. So this is her wheelhouse. I go, I have a 50-minute drive into ABC to talk pop culture. In that 50 minutes, could you please, on the radio, give me all the pop culture I need to cover? She goes, I'm on it.
That's cool.
So I found out The Rock had a daughter.
Oh, okay.
The Rock had a daughter. Christina Aguilera is going to be featured on that carpool karaoke, which is a big thing too.
That's pretty cool.
It's one of the couple of things that I learned from her. But here's what I brought up on the show. I brought up Princess Kate, right? Because they just had a baby. But here's the thing, because we tape today, it doesn't air until tomorrow. So I didn't want to take any chances at bringing up should we name the baby, because they may name it today, right?
Right.
So I was looking through Twitter this morning, and I want to thank my good friend Phoebe. Phoebe tweeted out a picture of herself 7 hours after she gave birth, holding her baby, and she doubled it up with Kate. Yes, Princess Kate, 7 hours after she gave birth, and she walked out, right? And well, Princess Kate is all done up and looks perfect, doesn't even look like she had a baby. And my friend Phoebe, I didn't even recognize. Like when she was showing me that, when I first looked at that picture, I thought she was just putting up a picture of a woman that just gave birth. I didn't even realize it was her. She did not look like herself. And that was her point. She said, mamas of the world, please don't look at Princess Kate and think that's the way you're supposed to look 7 hours after giving birth.
She had heels on.
She what?
She had heels on. You're not even like, that is ridiculous.
That's pressure.
So here's
that's
what
pressure, because like this poor woman just gave birth. She does not want to be out there.
And that's I wonder if Andrew's somewhere like me, like conspiracy. Did she really have the baby?
She did not want to be there.
The funny thing is, so I said, I go, I wish for the women of the world that Princess Kate would have walked out 7 hours afterwards, like most women would look in that moment. And that is, you could tell that she was somebody tried to get a brush through her hair. But that's it. No makeup or anything. How great would it have been to set that kind of example? That she walked, instead of trying to walk out there and recreate a pose from Princess Diana 30 years ago, go out and be real, show the world what you really, well, here's what would suck. Is she's probably one of those people it didn't matter, women, makeup or no makeup, she probably looks better than half the world anyway, loving it. Hey Chris, love from Gainesville coming from Nicole.
Hey, mad love, always love from Gainesville.
Nikki Cooper wanted to know, did we talk Jersey Shore? No. So since I only had 5 minutes, basically they introduced me. We talked for a second. I came from radio. I'm trying things on the internet. I thought we were going to come back to it so I could talk about the 100th episode and talk about Sam and talk about Chris, but they wrapped it up on me. And so we got into the baby thing there, and then got into something coming out of Coachella. We stayed in the baby realm, and that is a little thing that's going around the internet of Jay-Z. Cardi B was there. Jay-Z reaches out and touches her baby bump, right? Doesn't ask, just touches her baby bump. And I know that can be a thing, so we talked about that. So those were the two topics that we talked about.
All right.
Listen, man.
I've never reached over and touched somebody's baby bump. I always ask, hey, can I? Not always. That sounds weird. Like I have a fetish of, ooh, pregnant lady, let me touch your belly. No,
there is
but you got to ask. I feel like, hey. But I don't know.
Do you
Jay-Z, maybe he doesn't have to ask.
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe it's a blessing. Trust me, you want me to touch you.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, when you're king, then
I touch your belly.
Right.
Good things happen for your baby.
Because then later on in life, whether you're Cardi B or somebody else, you go, when you were in my womb, King Jay-Z touched you while you were in my womb.
You were blessed.
You were blessed. All right, so that'll air tomorrow on ABC. It's the Morning Blend, 11 o'clock, I believe.
Cool.
All right, so that's enough of that. Oh, there. Unless you want a picture of my feet next to my shoes.
I want a picture of the dogs.
Oh, of course you do. All right, dogs. Oh, wait, we've picked a color in the house.
Which
this
one?
is important stuff.
I'm going to go with, you went with the one on the right.
I'm going to go with the left one.
All right, which one do you think, because this is what it got narrowed down to.
I really like the left one.
This is what I got it narrowed down to, my wife and I. Which one do you think was her? Which one do you think was me?
Left is Lauren. You're the one on the right.
All right, left is Lauren. I'm the one on the right. It was the other way around.
Really?
She's the one on the right. She likes she liked the duller gray.
Then the one on the right.
I called it the duller gray. Like I called it bright gray versus dull gray, but she sees a lot more blue in the left one.
You're like purpley, but maybe it's just the image.
More purple on the right, yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to mark this day in history.
Oh, did you win?
What? Yeah.
I really like the one that you picked, actually.
Can you believe? I can't listen because I even said, because I didn't want this eternity thing. You got to pick your battles, right? When it comes to marriage, and I really like the one on the left, like I was showing you, because it was a little brighter and there's a lot of gray. Nice. There's a lot of gray in the floor and in the countertop. There's already a lot of gray in the room, and I thought it would just kind of brighten up the main living area. She liked the one on the right because it's a little bit more neutral, and then you could put brighter things on the wall to brighten up the room, which is a very legitimate, argument. So I told her in the end, I go, honey, I didn't say I didn't care. I go, either one of those will work. I lean towards the one on the left because I think it brightens things up. But if you want to choose the one on the right, I am not. I'm okay with that too.
Good.
And she said she goes, well, let's paint bigger splotches, and that's what you're looking at there. And we spent a day with it, and she goes, all right, you know what? I like the one on the left too. And I was just like,
you're like popping champagne bottles.
No, because you're like, wait, but you know what I mean? Like you're just waiting, going, this can't be right. Where's the cameras?
There's got to be a way we can get. Remember that? What was it? When the camera messed up and you made that face, you were,
oh my God,
we gotta have that. At any moment we need
it. Max, how you doing? Nick, Sean. So I won.
Nice.
I won. I don't want to say won because this isn't a competition.
No, but you got something that you feel like you're like, wow, that's pretty cool. Because I didn't think. I mean, generally, I just was like, no, I feel like it's kind of like the women.
Well, most of the time it does default to I don't care, like whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
it's you genuinely just don't care at the end of the day. So you're like, whatever.
But then of course, right after she said, yeah, we'll go with your color, immediately in my head, I'm like, no, don't go with my color, because if it's on the wall and then all of a sudden you don't like it in a couple months, you're going to resent me for it and bring it up every. So then I start kicking myself in the head. But anyway,
I like that color.
That's coming out of the official. So what are you guys doing this weekend?
Gigging.
What? That was a very fast sentence. I'm sorry.
Do you want to come over and help me put this color on the walls? Is what I'm saying.
Got you. Yeah, no, you all have fun with that. Homie.
Yeah, I'm looking at apartments in Orlando.
I'm gigging. I got the kids this weekend.
I'm
too.
also gigging.
Oh, I don't have the kids this weekend. I have the kids this weekend.
I brought little kid paintbrushes.
Oh my God!
They would love it. They would love it.
Work.
All right. I wanted to come back to that. Okay, so here.
Oh yes.
All right, there's little Joey at the dog park, and I missed the shot. You see that giant Saint Bernard that's in the background there?
Yeah.
There was this great moment where Joey was like exactly where he was, and that dog was sniffing his butt. Just checking him out.
Those two dogs are in love.
And these two here.
Yeah,
and it was such a great photo, and I just couldn't get it in time to make it worth anything. But all right, that was. Oh well, we didn't know this is the new park, and or not new, but we didn't know about this park in our area, or hadn't been to it yet. We'd heard about it, so. Nice. And I can't remember the name of it, or else I'd let you know. It's in South St. Pete somewhere. All right, so this thing that I brought up here is, do you know the Waffle House shooting from a couple of days ago?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So some guy walks into a Waffle House wearing nothing but a green jacket, and he's loaded to he's armed to the teeth and starts shooting. This guy jumps in. This guy jumps in, and when he was trying to trade out magazines or something like that, and gets the gun away from him, throws it over the counter, saves some lives. Now, unfortunately, 4 people died, but he was able to prevent more people dying. So, of course, the hero thing gets thrown out there, right? And they go and talk to this guy. I always find this interesting in these moments when people are held up as heroes, and how they react once they're called a hero. And he says, I want people to know that what I did, that I did it, that was completely out of a selfish act. I was completely doing it to save myself. I'm not a hero. I'm just a regular person, and I think anybody could have did what I did if they are just pushed into that kind of cage. Shaw said as he became emotional. You have to either react or you're going to fold. And I chose to react because I didn't see any other way of living, and that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to live. So he's saying, don't call me a hero. I was trying to save my ass. I was trying to save my own life. And so please don't call me. Isn't it interesting?
It makes you wonder how many people did the same thing, but they kept the I am a hero thing. It makes you wonder, man.
I will say that in my years of being in the media where you're sifting through this kind of news, you come across more of this than you do what you're talking about. You come across more people go, no. Anybody would do what I did in that moment. Then you do go, yeah, you know what? I always knew I was a hero. I was just waiting for my moment.
I just didn't have my cape on, but you know. Hey.
Did you see the van thing that happened yesterday in Canada?
Oh, that was horrible.
16 injured, 9 dead. A van
10.
ran into a bunch of people.
They're up to 10
Oh,
dead.
someone else died.
I believe they're at 10 right now, and there are still people in critical condition. As of this morning, I think.
My anxiety is at like a peak this week. It sucks.
I'm sorry, Sam.
It's all right.
Well,
I mean,
no,
it's worse for them. It's not. It's fine.
Is there a part of you that doesn't want to even know about these things?
Yes.
Because
But it's my job to do social media.
This is true. I didn't have a phone for a week, and I had no idea about any of this stuff, and now I'm hearing it. And
It's
I find my
every
body
day.
just going.
Literally
And
every
then I'm
day.
like, Waffle House. I'm like, man, that's like.
I've never been to a Waffle House.
The artist, what?
Yeah. I hear it's wonderful though. I like
I should
IHOP.
never go. Waffle House is great. I mean,
Oh, I'm gonna still go. It doesn't.
it's just
It doesn't
sad.
mean
What
anything
is
to me. I'll
happening?
still get some waffles.
No, you're right, Chris. It's not what is happening. We can sit here and focus on the ills of the world all day long. You can focus on
You gotta just live.
the great things that are happening in the world.
Just gotta live, man.
But
Yeah.
I think it's best for us to bob and weave in between both. So we don't sit here and get all, like my mom likes to call it, a Pollyanna and pretend like there's nothing bad going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we don't want to be one of those shows that sit there, you know, when after a day like yesterday, you've got another massacre, 2 days in a row that we just sit there and focus on. And yeah, like Chris just did. You just kind of you fall.
Everything, yeah, I just.
It's very real because it happened in Canada, and I feel like Canada's the
Exactly.
scapegoat for like America to be like nothing bad happens. I'm moving to Canada, but like things are bad and they're happening all over the world. But you kind of have to look past it.
And Nikki says that the van driver was charged with murder already, the system up
Good.
there. Oh my gosh, did you see that video, by the way, of, so the guy, when they finally get him out of the van, he keeps pulling something that looks like a weapon, looks like a gun.
Really?
He keeps going like this, boom, boom, and pointing it at the cop. And he goes, just kill me, just kill me. Like looks like he's trying to draw a gun. But the cop can tell that it's not a gun and didn't kill him.
Yeah,
Really?
Good.
Interesting.
Yeah, really. That's an easy way out, killing somebody.
I
Let
don't
this
know.
man sit there in jail and sit there, bro.
Yeah.
Have you seen Shawshank Redemption lately? I just recently watched that again.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I haven't. I probably should go back and.
man, that's great. Yeah, I think yeah, let them sit and man, who wants to live in jail or prison for years?
That is a crazy
That
video.
is
So back to
crazy.
this hero at the Waffle House. So after leaving the hospital, this guy went home, changed his clothes, then attended church with his family at about 10:30 a.m. When asked about it later, he said he wasn't particularly religious. He went to church to get past the shooting. I don't want to be the focal point of my life. I don't want this to be a major moment in my life. That's interesting. That
It
is
is.
interesting to me. People's reactions to those moments where they're heroes.
Well, I hope that he's.
I think in his
he'll
head, he's
find
thinking
peace.
more of like the people dying and the shooting and
Yeah.
that replaying that over and over.
Right.
I mean, that stuff is loud, man. Guns,
But he-
boom, boom, like man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's thinking, listen, man, I'm no hero. Anybody would have done that. Not everybody would. Not everybody did. There will be those of us that curl up in that
Yeah,
situation,
panic.
waiting for that moment to pass, and there's going to be other.
Sorry, I will not front. That would be
I'm
me.
the guy running into it, man. I've seen myself do too many things like that. When I see something happen, I just naturally just run into whatever it is of save the day. And I'm not trying to say I'm a hero. Just like you said, there's those who do this and those who do that, and
I think, for me, I guess you don't know until you're in that moment, and I hope that I am never tested in that moment. Because I don't want to be around something like that. Yeah. All right, so we got a lot to get to today. NRA breaking fundraising, and Amazon now delivering packages to.
And the prom stuff too. I need to show you those pictures.
All right.
They're so funny.
So let's
but
run-
also tragic.
We'll get to if you want to know what we're talking about, you could right now at your own
Google.
computer. Google daughter prom gun. Just that, daughter prom gun.
Yeah.
Click on images and just enjoy the next
Cruise.
hour.
Yeah. We should just go through them really quick. It's going to take like a minute.
All right, we will. I don't think that today's On This Day is going to be too long either. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and get right to On This Day. Easter Rebellion begins. I don't even know what the hell that is. 1916.
It's in Dublin, I think. Yeah, Dublin.
On this day, 1916, on Easter Monday in Dublin, the Irish Republican Brotherhood, a secret organization of Irish nationalists led by Patrick Pearse, launches the so-called Easter Rebellion, an armed uprising against British rule. assisted by militant Irish socialists under James Connolly. Pierce and his fellow Republicans rioted and attacked British provincial government headquarters across Dublin and seized. That goes back to those days. Anything else? There wasn't a lot that jumped out at me today. Churchill knighted on this day in 1953. Forensic evidence is introduced in Australia on this day in 1922. Patti LaBelle makes her debut in the pop charts, sort of, in 1962. What the hell does that mean now? I got to click on it. They got me with sort of. This is how you learn how to get. This is how you get me with clickbait. Billboard Hot 100 on this day, 1962, in a move that was far from unprecedented at the time. The same thing happened with the Crystals' "He's a Rebel" in 1961, for instance. Patti and her cohorts were credited with the hit record they had nothing to do with creating. Patti LaBelle was going by her given name, Patricia Holt, when she first teamed up. I don't know. I'm not interested. Not interested. Let's see. What else?
Patti LaBelle's awesome, though, man.
Truman is briefed on the Manhattan Project. You know what the Manhattan Project is, Sam?
Yes. Atomic bomb.
Well done. Penguins defeat Capitals in marathon hockey game on this day in 1996. All right, it's good for on this day. So, how did we get on the subject this morning, you guys?
Of
what I'm getting ready to click on?
Oh, so, all right, click on images and I'll show you what, okay, so the image of this individual, it's hard for me to point. So, yeah, that guy, the one you were just on, where it has like the arrow. So that guy used to be in the NFL, and this image circulated on Twitter of him holding this gun next to his daughter and her prom date, and people were up in arms about it.
Which guy are you pointing at?
The one with the red arrow.
The one with the red arrow.
Oh, okay. So right here
I
in the
don't
middle.
know which NFL player that is, but
okay. So this picture right here.
That photo. So he's holding a gun, and this photo just came out like a couple days ago, and that's his daughter, and she's like, "A dad." And then
all right, well, let's stop.
People were up in arms about that. Literally.
It's a joke, you know. It's a joke. The guy, it's that old, you're getting ready to take my daughter to prom. You better have respect for her. If you don't, I'm going to kill you. I guess that's not funny anymore.
Luckily, compared to what I found in the Google image search, this is very tame.
All right. Well, let's go through these, and I want to say thank you once again to Single Source Insurance for being the sponsor of the first 15 minutes of, and by 15 I mean 27 minutes of the Wake.Show today. And they'll be in here tomorrow. They've got an event coming up they want to talk about, and we'll get to that coming up.
I don't trust that kid anyways, man. Look at him.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a goofball.
The pink tie, and he's hey, man, I don't trust that kid with my
He's too smooth?
There's something about him, man. Yep.
He's too smooth.
He's
That
like
dude knows
the daughter
better.
of an NFL player.
Right, there's something about him.
Well,
And she's very pretty, too.
Yeah, that look at her face, it's, Dad, I've already this guy. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Dad, you're way too late.
Little do you know.
All right, but this is by far the most tame of these photographs that are internet.
So what were you saying, Sam? Were you seeing a lot of people just like mad, going crazy about it? Like,
yeah, they were very, very upset on Twitter, and they're like, "How dare you? If you did this to my son?"
Jay Feely, the kicker.
That's his name. That's who that is. Jay Feely.
Okay, yeah, whoever that is.
If you did this to my son, I mean, I hear what they're saying.
Yeah, but so there's a couple in here that are particularly profound.
Let's do
Like that one's too much.
Yeah.
So we'll start right here. All right.
Yeah, just take your pick.
So you have again the top
That
left-hand
is
corner.
crazy.
It's in jest, right? He's showing his big weapons. You got the girl on one side, the guy on other. It's funny, right? Or no? Or is it only funny to us rednecks?
Interesting. The one next to
But this next one.
That's yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about this one right here that's in the middle of the page, the top middle. See, now this guy is actually pointing the weapon at the kid.
Yes.
So to me that's next
too much,
level.
man.
Yeah, that's too much. That's next level stuff.
There's one that's
because
worse
you
than
got to think
that.
about that kid's parents, man. Like, what would if I saw a photo with my baby and a gun pointed at my baby
Yeah.
by some dude that I don't know because my kid just wanted to go to no.
Yeah, no.
All right. So compare
That one looks like
this one's fun. The next
there's
one's
a
fun.
stalker
That one's
in their
funny.
tree.
That's like, yeah.
So yeah, the father's in the background behind the tree. So that's funny too. This is funny too. This is once you start getting pointed,
Okay, but
You know what I
need
mean?
to go 2 over from that one, and that's the one that I hate.
This is the
one.
worst of the
This
bunch.
is the
Nah,
worst
kid, his
one.
fingers on the trigger, yo.
It's at his heart, and the
Yep.
fingers on the trigger.
That's no longer
And
funny.
look at her
And
face.
he
Look at her
literally-
face. She looks
Exactly.
uncomfortable. She's like, Dad.
I don't know if I can make that bigger or not so you guys can see it at home. I don't think I can. But the look on her face, too, is...
She's not laughing.
Yeah, no. It's not like, hee, take the picture, Dad. It's
It's like, Dad, what are you doing?
This is the one guy that asked me, Dad. What are you doing? What are people at home saying? What are you guys saying about these pictures?
see here. Yeah, no pointing the barrel at anyone. That's kind of shaky.
Kind of. There's no kind of. That's shaky.
Sharon says, not funny, Nikki. I think it's kind of funny. And yeah, no pointing the barrel.
So the one that's below it, it's the kid with the bowl haircut and the 3. That
over
one
here.
is so sad to me. This poor
poor kid.
15-year-old kid just wants to go to prom and get a kiss.
And he's got the dad
he's
and the
got
3 brothers.
every
or the 2
freaking
brothers.
guy in the house around him. Like,
It's
what?
just. I mean,
You got grandpa up there too?
everybody.
Like-
The thing is, if so many people do, there's that funny thing, I'm a kid, I mean, it's, I don't know.
What about this guy's
That
loading
one's
a
weird.
rifle?
Somewhere else.
The dad
guy-
looks like he's dressed for prom to go with them.
Right.
With the gun.
I'm the chaperone.
Yeah, the guy on the far left there, he's loading his rifle that has a sight on it as they're standing there smiling.
Oh, man.
Again, some of this stuff can be funny, but the ones where you're pointing it right at I don't. That's crossing the
That's a
line.
little
That's a little too
much.
much.
Yeah. Like, okay, go back. Scroll to the right. Scroll to the right. Okay, everyone in blue.
Everybody in blue
He's
right
got
there.
it. Yeah, he's looks like her brother.
Yeah,
The dude in the back is definitely tight. Like, oh,
Look at the kid's
dude in the
face.
back
Look
where
at,
do you
so
get these
funny.
guns from, people?
but look at
What? Like,
that kid is like, I can't. I don't want to do this.
Yeah,
right?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
This is not funny to me. This is not funny.
The dad wore blue because my baby's wearing blue. Like,
You're
What's funny is
Hey,
that all
listen.
these kids look like they are the opposite of a threat. Aside from the one with the NFL player who actually
yeah,
does
who looks
look
like he's done.
he
his
might be
thing.
messing around a little
everyone,
bit.
They're babies, man.
that is.
Yeah.
That
They're
is.
just babies.
But
It's too much.
but
Pointing
now,
it at them
but,
is so much.
But now, Chris, all you got to do is look at your little one.
Hey, listen.
And go and then fast forward 15 years or so.
I'll tell you how to
13
do
years.
it. I'll tell you how to do it. Here, son, give me your keys. Okay. These keys stay with me. My daughter's gonna drive. If there's any problem, you got to get your keys to come back and see me.
Ooh,
That's a good one.
That's it.
I like that.
Give me your keys. Okay. I'll see
now
when you get back.
my daughter's driving, or you're driving them both,
I'll
or
see
something.
you when you. No, daughters. You're driving both. Whatever. If there's
Okay.
any problems, you got to come get this car, and she's gonna let me know how everything went.
Oh, you have to look me in the eyes at the end of the night. I like that.
Be back at this time.
So you're not pointing a gun at someone's
No,
heart.
I'm just pointing
Yeah.
the fear in the eye.
Yeah.
You have to see me, kid.
I feel like your daughter's going to be a good judge of character.
Oh, my
though.
daughter's, she's so great, man.
She's not going to be bringing home some little.
No
Yeah,
way.
really. Yeah, you've got that pegged already, Sam. You can already tell.
Yeah.
Dude, man, no way.
I think that
Not
he'd
my
have.
baby.
he'd
What
have
if she
more of an
turns out like
issue
her?
with
What if
that.
she turns out like her dad?
She won't. She will, but she won't. You know what I mean? She's really cool. She's very smart. She's on it, man.
And women
She's a
develop
Virgo,
differently,
Virgos-
too.
Virgo women are different.
And Matt from Mastery says,
She's
like,
a Virgo. I'm a Virgo.
See, exactly.
Yeah.
Virgo women are. And thank you. They're different. They hang with one person, and if that person gains their love, got you. But outside of that, they're not just gonna be like here to. Mm-mm.
so
And
Matt.
plus, like me as a dad, good luck. Any dude following me, good luck. Whatever.
Matt from Mastery says, like Bad Boys, and Will Smith being the
Yes.
crazy drunk. That was a great scene.
That is a great scene.
That was a great
That
scene.
was a great scene.
Crazy drunk
That's
uncle
what-
right out of
that's what the
jail.
kid
or-
looks like.
Yes, he looks like the kid. He does look like the kid from the movie. He definitely does.
All right.
Do you want to talk about the other prom story, the one that you have?
You're the one you guys who were gonna spring on me. What's that about?
Yeah, tell Chris.
So
Oh!
everyone at home,
All right.
they don't want me. I don't know what's going on. I want to see my natural reaction. So here we
Right.
go.
You know, when it comes to racial stuff, you know, why prep you beforehand? Let's go ahead and just toss that grenade out there and see what happens.
Right.
Okay. Racially offensive promposal posted on social media prompts school district to investigate. All right. And this kid did this on Snapchat.
Of course.
So, a Sarasota, and this comes from Florida, of course. A Sarasota County School District confirms they are looking into racially offensive promposal that was posted to social media. All right, and did they not put this thing up? All right, so it was a kid.
Oh, they didn't put the video up? Is that
yeah.
what you said?
So anyway, the post to Snapchat read, "If I was black, I'd be picking cotton, but I'm white, so I'm picking you for prom?" ? The district tells us they have not. Wait, I should go to the for reaction.
When he told me, I was like, "What?"
So I gave
It's not
the
even
face
like
and
a
so I
good,
was
like, that doesn't even make sense.
So, on Sunday night, the Sarasota County Schools made aware of this. It's an 18-year-old, and he will be banned from prom as it's an ongoing investigation, so he's not allowed to go to the prom now. And this was supposedly a promposal that this kid thought was going to be funny. And now, can somebody explain something about Snapchat to me? Because I thought that Snapchat's one of those things that you put up and it's gone in 30 seconds or something.
Oh,
like
it's
that,
never
right?
gone.
It's never gone, though?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, well, obviously, because somebody was screenshotted or however that works, and it went everywhere. Nikki says,
And
WTF.
this kid doesn't seem like he's the smartest bolt, so he probably saved it and has it on the phone, and he's just an idiot.
You're just still amazed. You're stunned that it's 2018, and somebody's making...
It's a little odd. That's the first thing I thought was that's a little bit, like, that's just a weird, like, thing to say. You know, like, just out of everything you, like, what? Like, what?
And I guess he comes from from what I understand, he comes from a prominent, family, a wealthier family there in Sarasota County.
Write a poem.
He did.
That's not a poem.
That's his what do they call those things? Iambic pentameter? No. That would be,
haiku.
Haiku, that's the word I was thinking of.
Haiku.
Now, going back to the subject we were just talking about, Max says if a father has to use a gun to be intimidating, then he's parenting wrong, or he already knows his daughter is fast and loose. Basically saying if you've raised your little girl right, then she's going to make the right decisions. You don't have to show up with a gun.
Fair.
Unless you know that your daughter's already, living the fast life. All right.
Well, can we get back to the, because,
Sure.
We can't just blow by that. Like, like, hey, what do you think? All right, I'm just quiet. Look, I feel like everybody in some way is racist. I feel like
everybody's racist, or we all have prejudices.
Yeah, prejudices. I think that I see where the kid was trying to make a joke. I see it. I think that if I allowed myself to be like, if I took it personally, like, then then maybe that's like what, I don't know. It's just a little weird, but
all right. So let's talk about what should happen to this 18-year-old. This banning from prom is good enough, and the public shaming that he's getting across the country is good enough.
He's done. That's done.
Or is that not good enough? We need to find out his name.
The public shaming thing is people already have his name, and they've been calling him to school.
Like, I don't think anything else. I mean, what will happen will be. Just say it should like, we create our lives, man, and that guy has stepped in hell.
Well, figure he's 18. He's about to go to college,
right? I mean, he stepped into something. Like, at the end of the day, people will forget about it. Like, look, man, I don't know what to tell you. I just feel like I hear it and I go, all right, another joke, okay, like another slavery joke, another okay,
right.
Like, I think the best thing for me is not even say anything. Just kind of like, now at this point, I'm like, what, whatever, dude, whatever. No. Some kid thinking he's funny. I don't know. But the thing is, this level, I made this sensitivity and sensitive, and who knows? I mean, I think, yeah, man, like, slavery wasn't fun. I didn't do it.
I'm sure it's. I'm sure it's not.
I think for anyone. I think for anything, any kind of persecution is not the move. And
well, Chris, it's too bad you're not from where I'm from, Chris. So you can every now and again, every few years, you can.
Maybe picking cotton, picking you to go to prom with us. What?
What are you guys looking at?
Or is this? Why would he do that?
Oh, is that the actual? Because I haven't seen the actual photo.
What?
Wait, that's different.
Why would he do that? She's like, I am not going.
Oh, that's a different one altogether.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, well, hand me your computer so I can show people.
It's definitely a different one.
All right, yeah. Unless that's Photoshop. Hand me your computer.
Oh, this is it. This is the one. All I'm sorry.
You know what I believe? I believe that kid got that from someone else and maybe thought it was funny and just tried it and thought it was funny.
Yeah,
and that's all I think. I don't think that kid really.
That's the one from Snapchat.
I don't really believe that kid really is. I think everyone has their prejudices.
There's a ton of other ones.
You know,
But like that's what I'm saying. I feel like everyone gets an idea of someone else, and that kid maybe just had poor judgment, thought it was funny, and just ran with it, impulsive, thought it was funny, and like, okay, like if I was black, I'd be big and like. I mean, it's not. It's look, dude, he probably doesn't have many black friends at all, if anything.
well, I'm gonna throw. Can I throw a possible theory out there, and you can shoot it down very quickly, Chris, if you want, both of you.
Look at this kid.
No.
Could it be possible?
God, I have to admit, but I'm laughing at that one. Though. But I'm laughing at that one.
Do I need to Google image that?
Okay.
Do I need to do?
So
what
let
we
me
did?
say this. I'm just gonna.
We really need to hook up.
There's a white boy and a black
jeez.
girl.
Oh my!
And he has a poster, and he said it would be cool. He spelled it in KOOL.
With Kool-Aid rappers.
I was gonna say it. If you would be my chick at prom, but he spelled cool with a bunch of Kool-Aid packages saying that black people like Kool-Aid. I laugh because that's just true. We like
Who doesn't like Kool-Aid?
Who doesn't like Kool-Aid?
And this
But I
kid
mean,
looks like the most dweebiest kid.
but that's I think what it is like people are making jokes off of like race situations and like man at some point we gotta try to take things a little lighter than
Chris,
they are maybe.
Is it possible that this kid could be the exact opposite of racist? That he's
Absolutely. I think
that
his thing
racism is so foreign to him.
And that's what I was gonna say. I don't necessarily after seeing that.
What's the goal of that one?
Yeah, I think like we've made such a big deal about race, and maybe like we're more like maybe they're trying to make light of. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I want to know if she said yes. Do we find out in the story whether or not she says yes?
I know I'm not black, but will you throw that ass back at prom? Oh.
Jeez, that's another one.
All right, you need to Google picking cotton prom because that's what I tried to find, and then I found a bunch of other really interesting ones.
You know what it is? It's a lack of
Images.
culture.
Okay, the one go a couple over on the top row, and it has the actual cotton glued to it.
Here's a question: people at home,
Yes.
be honest. Are you laughing at this?
Look
are you
at
kind of
this one.
torn off by this? What do you guys?
This girl's like, what?
I mean, the thing is, she's holding it up, so somewhere she
She's
thinks it's
like,
funny.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. That look on her face though is kind of one of those. Like, I'm smiling through this, but
He's like,
listen, I went to a private school, and we graduated 39 people, and only 3 of us were black, and it's interesting when you're in a situation with predominantly one race. You hear all you hear the jokes. Oh, touch your Jerry girl. I mean, it's just. I think it's misunderstood. It's not a lot of familiarity, and it's just separation. And so you just don't know, and then people only know what they've seen and they hear, like whether it's in movies or TV or music. And so it's just it's people just don't understand how alike we really are.
Oh, I know.
Man.
But Sharon,
so that's why I think that's what's happening. I see these kids, and I don't think they have a lot of interactions with people that are not the same color as them, and that's where that comes from. But I don't know.
so here's the shot of the kid. This is the news story from today, or yesterday rather. So that's him.
Yeah, that kid caught that from someone else. I'm sorry, man. Like, there's too many. That dude didn't make that up.
Yeah, he probably.
So he saw it, so someone laughed, and boom, and he ran with it.
What's interesting to me is now that I've typed in picking cotton prom, how many of these photos are actually out there?
Well, yeah, that's why he's saying he thinks he got it from someone else.
Now I'm also wondering if all these are legit or if these have been photoshopped too. You know what I mean? Oh no, that's a legit one too. It looks like. Right? Well, hell.
Sharon, because I'm uncomfortable. That's why.
So Sharon asks, "Are you laughing because this is uncomfortable? Because I think it's perpetuating ignorance."
It is. Wait, who you? As in me?
Yeah, me. Us. Are we laughing because?
No.
Well, the only one I giggled at was a Kool-Aid one. Like, all right, but I mean, I being a black person, like, I mean.
Well, sometimes absurdity is just hilarious. Sometimes things are so ignorant that they are absurd, and then they become comical.
Yeah, I feel like, and you don't really know what's going on in anyone's brain, so you can assume, and I can make an ass out of myself for this, but I do feel like in a situation where if you are the one black kid and you're surrounded by a bunch of white kids, there can be it's almost like some kids, they don't necessarily want to, they don't accept, like, yeah, I am black, and they know their culture, and so then, and then the misunderstanding, I could be wrong, but the misunderstanding from, you know, white culture to black culture, whatnot, and then they make these jokes because it's like, I've seen it. It's like I've been around a bunch of the kids who were growing up, and they would say the N-word and look at me to see my reaction, and you're the only black dude there. Like the comment we were making about the Biggie song the other week, and there's something to be said about like this. You know, can we get away with it? Can we? And then it's strange. It's a very weird. I can't figure it out because I'm not on the other side, so I don't really know what someone could be thinking. But it's very weird, man. It's strange. I don't know, man.
All right, what about?
I don't know.
Turn to the TV now. What about this one?
Well, what else is?
Yeah, we looked
So
at that
this
one.
is a kid that
That's
actually
weird.
painted his face black and
But
had
there's blue. But there's blue around it too, and his eyebrows and his. So maybe he's a Blue Devil. I mean, his shirt. It might be matching that. And we gotta. I don't.
It just doesn't make sense with this song. Like, why?
Well, we don't see, allegedly, supposedly, the sign is one of those if I were
it
black.
says, yeah. Okay.
But it doesn't show me the whole sign, so maybe there was a little somebody trying to cause controversy where there wasn't one there. So, all right, so that's
Just
that.
come up with something better.
Oh, don't worry. In 50 years, this will not even be a conversation.
50 years.
Yeah, they project the trajectory in. I think it was Time Magazine. Was
Where
by
you
the year
going? Are you shrinking
2050.
over there?
What?
Is Chris shrinking over there?
No. They I guess the trajectory is by year 2050 that predominantly everyone's going to be mixed and every kid would be.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. So. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
it's
and
like, you know.
the white dominance in this country is supposed to be done by then too.
You know, but here you go, and it's funny. What I just thought about if you really want to fix that, what would you do? So, and you know, I think
More interracial sex.
that, or you have someone, let's say a black person who can reach a bunch of children at a young age and have them excited about life and get them to understand that people are really all people. I mean, I'm talking about young, like 8, 9, very impressionable. And then they grow up and it's probably not really there. I could see that happening, and I could put myself in that because I've done that. And I could, you know, maybe that's probably what I need to do, like kind of put myself out there more into the youth and try to kill whatever I can.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it goes back to what you and I were talking about a few months ago, and that is we can get caught up in going, how do we change things? How do we change things? And then we just kind of remember, no, just be the change. I'll be that example, and slowly but surely infect the people around me.
Yeah.
So
The movie is just for everyone to understand how alike we really are, man. And
Yeah.
you know, we'll figure it out. We're gonna come together. It's not a race thing. It's a class thing. Rich and
that
poor.
is, yep.
It is not about racing. It's rich and poor, dude.
Yeah.
It really is that. So.
And just be more creative with your proposals.
So Sharon says, I hate racism. I am Native American, and to me, racism is still very real today.
Of course.
Chris, I don't think you are laughing. Fish, you know I hate one of your close friends because I think he is a racist. I think I know who she's talking about.
Can we not say the H word, baby girl? That's not going to help you at all. Like,
hate?
It gets into you. And words power the tongue. And if you are in this world by yourself, in some ways you are, you got to just be careful. Be immaculate with your words. And just remember, just saying it, and you reinforce that within yourself. Like, I am so just try
Chris,
to watch out for that.
Well, all right, well then how do you recommend for us to express our anger in certain moments? Because right now this is something that triggers Sharon, and so when we go down this path, that's the feeling she's described. What is welling up inside of her as she thinks about this is a hate, is a venom.
Yes.
So you say don't use the H word. But how should somebody then express themselves in that moment?
What I do is I say H, and then I go into the little, you know, the @ sign and the number sign, and because you know what I'm saying. I just personally just will not. And even if I've used it, like the other day, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to say that because again, you know, just try to remember. I understand, but then maybe that's part of what HATE is into that. Like just
the place of anger.
But yeah, don't bite into it, man. Because think about it, like you were cool and then this popped up, right? And then you had some feelings, and I understand those feelings, and I love the fact that you sit on that side. Trust me, I do. I'm sitting right there with you. I say at that moment, okay, I can either allow this thing that I didn't even know existed that I won't think about the rest of the day. I could allow it to affect me and maybe even affect the rest of my day and how I treat people. You just don't know how small that could be. Or I could be like, no, like I said, that maybe I shouldn't even say anything. Or maybe we should just try to do something positive. All I'm saying is just for you, and it just works for me. Just try to watch what you say in that
I know,
word.
but I can empathize with her though. That there are those times when you see that kind of ignorance. That's the best way that something wells up, and it is definitely a hate. It is an anger. It is an F you for being so ignorant, and to think that you're better than somebody else based on things like color of skin.
But let me say this to you, and this is something that's helped me because I'm no stranger to towards me and racial slurs. I stop and think, if someone is at that level in their evolution, then they are the chain that doesn't matter, and then they are going to be wiped out because it's evolution. I am a spiritual man, and I've come to the point where I figured out, like, that's not what it's about. And you sound like you're spiritual too and have evolved as well. So rejoice in the fact that you have evolved, and look at someone and be like, man, forgive them. They know not what they do. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know. And so I'm not going to allow myself to even feel that because I feel bad for you. Because
all right, let's stay right there. I want to trap you right there for a second, because I think that is a key. And that is, well, first of all, Natalie says, how about can't stand it rather than hate?
There you go.
But, oh, damn it, what was it? You just said it. That was so perfect.
I can say it again. It's
Go
all
ahead.
good. Just about evolution and being evolved and involved spirit, and one that understands that you feel bad for someone and you forgive them, Father.
Feel bad. There we go. There we go. Because and you said, because for they know not what they do. And that's one of the ways.
That's ignorance.
Yep. And that's one of the ways that I cope with those moments where I'm starting to get pointed myself and angry and going, what the F with these people, and go, that's all right. Even though I'm not the Christian, I don't have the same religion that I was raised in. There are still things that pop out from what I was raised with, and that's one of those things. And that is, we don't know. We're so ignorant. We think we're so smart. We're the greatest species and creature that's ever roamed the planet. We're special, separate from the animals. God made us separate from everything. But in the end, I believe there is some truth to. We know not what we do. So that's why you don't hate in that moment.
Because you're giving someone that you're allowing the ignorant to be more powerful than they really are. Like how, like I'm not gonna HATE and someone.
Bye, Sam.
Bye, Sam. Like I'm not gonna. Why do that? I'm getting a nice comfy chair.
Yeah, get nice and comfortable there.
Yeah, just and like I say, I understand. I don't want to sound like I'm better than anyone. I don't want to sound like I'm dismissing anyone's feelings. I'm not doing that. Trust me, I'm not. I'm only trying to give you what helped me, because I'm the same person who was on the middle of a basketball court just trying to play a game that I love. Just trying to play a game that my father played and brings us close together. And every time in this one spot I would touch the basketball, people in the crowd were making like monkey noises. I witnessed that. I felt that. I've been called the N-word.
And you were 17 at the time?
17. I've been called the N-word in the middle of a game, and the kid just got a technical foul. Like, are you saying? And loud, and it was nothing. So, for me to experience that, I empathize with you. I'm just saying what helped me get through that is to understand, like, you know what, man? Like, be happy and proud that you have done whatever you needed to do in this earth, in this plane, to be above that and to be evolved. Because, man, there's nothing better than that. Like, those people who don't know, they don't know. Like, stupid people don't know they're stupid. So why even give them your precious energy? Imagine if life was just nothing but energy and it just keeps fading, and then you just wipe out. Imagine if you gave that to someone who doesn't,
that hate, right? You waste that energy on hate, right?
Yes, and it's your precious energy, man. So again, I feel you guys. I love that everyone is, that you're tuning in, that we're in the fight. I mean, we're on the right team, man. Like, and here's another thing I'll tell people, right? So look in the past, right? When it was segregation, you see pictures of people with signs, segregation. Who won? Then you see people featured.
Well, some people might say we're still in the middle of that fight.
Wait, but am I sitting on this TV show with you? Thank you. So then you go one step further. Then it was like, no same-sex marriage.
what's happening. So that means those people are on the losing side. They're on the side that is evolution's passing them by. So don't worry about the ones that are passing them by. Gotta figure them out, man.
Nikki says, make love, not war. Schools aren't teaching history anymore because it offends people. That is how we learn from our mistakes. And Max says, this is exactly why I changed my Instagram handle.
What was your handle?
Well, his company name was White Trash Wizards. And they are from D-Land, Florida. And Max and his brother have nice, thick accents from D-Land, Florida. Very creative guys, very hardworking, and have found themselves in the movie industry and television and infomercial world building sets for people, right?
Cool.
And so I guess their thing amongst the Hollywood crowd, it was just how resourceful they were. And they could make anything out of anything. Instead of, I guess, some companies, they're like, well, if you want to do this, then we have to do the A, it's going to cost you $50,000.
Right.
Where the White Trash Wizards are like, all right, well, I'm going to take that over there. I'm going to put that over there. And it's only going to cost you $2,000. You know what I mean? So one day, one of the producers they were working with called them, White Trash Wizards, and said, that's got to be your company name or something like that. The story is something like that. And they're like, oh, we love it. White Trash Wizards. So they were White Trash Wizards. It was doing well for them for a little while. And then last summer, not Clarksville, was the Huntsville. What was the name of that?
Take the last train to Clarksville and I'll meet you at
I always confuse history with the monkeys, I always confuse racist moments in history. What the hell? What was the...
Clarksville?
No,
just keep going. Just keep it. It'll come back to you. Just what your point.
All right. So anyway, once that happened, and that's when all the Nazis were rallying, and that woman ended up getting killed, getting hit by a car, and killed, and this and this and this. Charlottesville, thank you. And he said after that, because of just the racial tensions in America, White Trash Wizards, it actually started hurting him, he said.
Wow.
Because people started to equate that with other things. He's like, all right, we got to change that. Yep, Charlottesville. Sure.
Yeah.
Nikki says, I'm not super religious, but my mom always says you can't enter the gates of heaven with hate in your heart. I like that statement. You know why I like that statement? Because I believe hate is centered in our own ignorance. Not ignorance about the situation in front of us, but about the universe in general. And so if you do believe in God, or do believe in something like that, and you believe that there is a plan at play, so in those moments where we get angry, we hate to see what's happening in front of us, that's because we don't understand God's plan or the universe's makeup or something like that. Because if we saw it,
God's plan.
Because if we saw it through the eyes of a God or something like that,
being, right,
then the hate wouldn't be there, because you'd see a much bigger picture in that moment.
See, and that's what I was saying. I feel like that and evil and negativity is just really only in this little spot on Earth, and it's a small speck of sand in the whole universe of life. I think. I don't want to sit there and act like I know how to get into the kingdom. I'm not saying that. I've definitely been on the record and saying I believe in reincarnation, and part of the reason why is I look at people and I see the ignorance, and I see people who aren't, and I'm like, well, what makes them different? And then I think, well, maybe you do have a chance to come back on this, and then you make your mistakes. Take. It's a mistake. You make your mistakes here on Earth, and then you're able to, see everything. And you want to go again. Yeah, I want to go again. I had no idea. Like I say, people forgive them. They know not what they do. And so they say to do this in remembrance of me. And so, I could be wrong, man. I don't think I am. But
so Chris, are you a Christian?
No, I'm Chris.
You're Chris.
Yep.
Okay.
I do not claim.
I know you believe
religion. I don't believe in religion. I don't believe.
Do you believe in one God overall kind of a thing? That one supreme God kind of a thing? Or?
Yeah, I believe that there's a point of origin, the Alpha and Omega. I believe that. I do.
That God is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end.
Everything, the all. I think it's just the all, and there's little parts of, it's like, you ever play Trivial Pursuit, and they have like the little
pies?
Yeah, and then you put all the pies together, and then there you are. I feel that's not saying that life is one big Trivial Pursuit, but yeah, I do think that. I think that's why I don't really dig into the religion, because again, it's like, watch this, Christian, Catholic, Hindu, Muslims, they're not together. They're just, so we're... But I feel if we're all...
Or do you feel like they're all parsing the same God?
Yeah. I think that, of course. I think that if you read all the different books, and they're all saying the same kind of thing. Like, they just are. I'll do more research and then come back again and talk more about it and refresh everything. But I think, like, Zeus is the same as
Yahweh.
and just it's just different. I feel like there were these main gods that all came on the earth and like went around all over the place, like all over the place. And then you
what? Tell me more about what you believe. So you're thinking in the beginning.
I mean, this and that. We need to do like Wednesday church day or
well,
something.
all right. So this goes back to like some ancient Egyptian stuff and a lot of other religions where there was a group of either 4 gods, 8 gods, kind of a thing at the very beginning.
Yeah. And I think that they started the whole thing out, like the whole human existence, and it's kind of how it went around. And then they, as you're in the cold, and it just it starts in Africa, and then it just kind of branched out, and then everything kind of became what it was. And if you look at it, like you say, it's all different, but it's still all one. We're all in the same place, breathing the same air, the same water, the same blood. It's just cultures are culturally a little different, but everyone has dreams. Everyone on this planet dreams, and I think those dreams come from God, come from life. It's something that's just yours.
So that's not your brain working out some psychological things from earlier in the day, or da-da-da-da. This is you're tapping into the universe when you're dreaming, and there's a back and forth.
I just think that everyone has their reason to be. Everyone does. And that's what makes you special. Like there's dreams. Like I am here making this music and bringing peace and love into this world, born on Valentine's Day. I believe that I was made specifically to do that, to help change this world, just bring a level of love, and just, hey man, there's no one else that has gone through what I've gone through and walked through what I've walked. So there's a significance in that. It's the same with you and same with every single person on the planet. So if we can stop and think of how important we are and how sacred our journey is, that we came here, something made you. With all the stuff going on, made you and gave you life and choices and all the fun times you've had. So you stop and look at that like, okay, well, maybe your life is more important than it is. So, and here we are, you and I are on this radio show and or TV show or whatever you want to call it, podcast. And it's only going to get bigger and more people are seeing it, and we're bringing something different that there's a reason for it. And I just think if we're all focusing on love and bringing the love, and that's what I'm supposed to do, then I'm going to continue to do it.
Nikki says, McCarty, you make some interesting points. Sharon, we all sin. One sin is not greater than another. So if I'm going to be in trouble with God because I hate racism, I am okay with that.
Wait, why would you think you'd be in trouble with God?
I guess she's basically saying if I
didn't say that it would be wrong.
If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Right. I mean, I understand the idea of like every sin seems, well, it's a little different. And I understand conceptually what you mean by that. I just like, I don't think God is like a human. I don't think God thinks the way human beings think.
No.
You know what I mean? Like the fact that people are even thinking color when I think God created it all because God doesn't make any mistakes. Like God doesn't think that, oh, I like you more, no. Like ask a parent that's got 2 kids, which one do you prefer? Send one to hell, one to no way you could do that. So why would God do that with any of us? So that's why I don't really believe that hell even exists. We have a long conversation to go there, but that me not thinking that hell and burning, then what does that mean? Well, then
there's no heaven. There's no heaven either, right?
I disagree. I think
there's a heaven, a perfect place where you can live perfectly with no fear, no anxiety, no pain, no suffering, no death for eternity. But there's not the equal and opposite in the universe.
I don't believe it. Why? Okay, let me ask you a question. If we are made in the image likeness of God.
Well, now you're going to make me make some assumptions.
Okay.
I don't believe it.
Okay, I said if. I just said if.
Okay.
So if.
Right. You're going to lay down some ifs.
If we were made in that, and many people believe that we are, right? Because we all created this show with the thought, mind, the whole power, right?
That I believe everything is created in God's image, including the trees, the sand, the everything.
So therefore, if that's the case, then we share a covenant with that same God. I mean, that's who I am. I am representing him as Chris McCarty, and I get to show God who God is by the actions that I do. And same as you, and same as everyone else. So why would God kill himself and burn for what reason? What would burning do? I think, again, the hell on earth.
But that's making a lot of assumptions about the facts of history.
What do you mean?
Because you're thinking, why would God burn himself? Oh, I see what you're saying. Why would God send himself to
because he is the Alpha?
I'll tell you why.
Okay, go ahead.
Because he's the Alpha and the Omega. He's the beginning and the end.
Okay, but what's the purpose?
And hell.
The purpose.
You can't, because in order to have something, you must have everything. So if you're going to have heaven, you also have to have hell.
I'm asking you, and I'm saying, what if hell is on earth. I'm not denying it. I'm just saying I don't believe it's a place of burning.
Oh, no. That was just us describing it to
and
try to explain to our ancestors.
And that's why I said, but if there is none of that, what does that mean? Well, then it's all good. And I feel like if it's all good, then maybe think about me. I'm not mean to people. I don't mess with people. I just don't. There's no point to do it.
Really? Not saying I'm better than anyone. I mess with the guy in the shirt. The guy in the shirt. That shirt was that.
Like, okay, great. But as far as like fit, like right to something, nah. So again, the question was, I just don't think that there's a reason. I can't think of a reason why God would send God to just burn and eternally. What am I learning there? I think you can come back and evolve.
Well, I agree, but I don't think that you can have the opposite. I don't think you can have a place where a soul can live for eternity, for literally infinity, without pain, suffering. The way that I see everything, you call it the all, I call it the everything, but I think we're talking about the same thing, is that if you're going to have something, you have to have everything. So if you're going to have this in your life, those moments that you have out here, you're going to have
steps
those moments
backward or step forward. I agree. Right. I'm just saying, again, I don't believe that there is a place of fire.
No, I don't either.
I just don't. That doesn't make any sense to me.
But
I can't
up
make
here,
it.
Is there a place of eternal suffering? If you don't follow, if you're not in tune with God, will you eternally suffer?
No.
Okay.
I think this is what I think. I think that the suffering is when you are not doing the truth of who you are in your heart. Like, meaning, like kid just did something like I'd be picking cotton, like that's not really his soul. His soul doesn't care about that kind of stuff. So what happened? Now he stepped into shit and he's experiencing hell on earth. And that lesson is, he has an opportunity now. That kid was supposed to happen because now we're having this conversation. He now has an opportunity to decide who he wants to be. And we are all sharing that same opportunity right now to decide who we are in conjunction with what we just saw. And so if you're like, I can't stand that, then great. What you've just showed yourself is that from what you've learned in this life, that's not something you bite into. So you're like, up here, great. Not going to condemn you, because thank you for showing us where we or some people are and where I am in conjunction with that, and I want to keep getting higher and higher. But if you laughed at that and thought it was funny, then you're saying, well, this is where I agree and I'm at that same spot. And hey, man, to each his own. Good luck with that.
Nikki says, I enter the gates of hell when I show up to work every day. LOL.
Get a new job, girl. Get a new job if you feel that way.
She said, JK, I like my job. Okay, most days.
That's it. I did that, and that goes right back to what you were saying, Chris. And you can't have anything just be perfect. Just happy. So yeah, they're just like we come here sometimes and camera's not working, or this isn't it. Something uncomfortable can happen. Yeah, man, that's the ebb and flow of life. Period. So just if you start embracing those uncomfortable moments and just be like, don't run from them, just embrace it. It's okay. You'll get past it. You'll be all right. So that was uncomfortable watching that whole thing, and here I'm sitting here like,
here we go again.
But look what
now they're going to turn to the black guy in the room and ask what I think.
And isn't it great? Because I'm not doing angry black. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, yo, man, the kid's not evolved, and probably he felt for somebody for whatever reason, thought it was funny. Okay, I get it. He learned a valuable lesson. Everyone learned a great lesson from that.
Do you find yourself pulling punches sometime? You're getting ready to get angry, and all of a sudden something in your head's going, back it down. They're gonna see you as angry black guy if you go.
I would say that I am not in my head thinking, are they going to see me as, I would think that I am just evolved. I've gone through moments of my life where maybe I've said something. Perfect example, the time when they had all the black faces and I made a comment about that. Right. And then weeks later, there was multiple white faces and I had to call myself out. I said, uh-oh. And you didn't see it. I called myself out because that's called evolution to me. I stepped in something. I said something from emotion that maybe seemed like angry black dude. Then I see that, and then I take that opportunity. I could have not said a word, but that would have been my ego being like, oh, I don't want to look wrong. No, I'm going to call myself out. Just as I said it here, I'm going to say, hey, guess what, guys? I was wrong, and it allowed myself being vulnerable to be honest and allow myself to grow. So the next time I see it, I won't do that. And that is just my own personal thing. I don't care what you guys think. I did that for me so I could be a better person, a better version of who I think I am. You can either have a concept or you can do something that's actually really just. You can either do something just or you can justify. You can either be a servant to your spirit or you can be a slave to your ego. Pick one.
Man.
Pick one.
All right. Let's see here. A couple things that I have on the slate today. NRA breaks funding records in the month after the Parkland shooting, which is a story that we see every time there's a massacre. You get those people that are on one side who want to ban guns, doing what they do, and you get the other people on the other side giving money to everybody that supports guns. And I don't want to get into that discussion. Ah, damn it. What did I just click? One of the things that I wanted to bring up, I just turned off.
Did you say or okay, good.
Ah, damn it.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, even though I'm not the religious man I once was, I don't
say GD ever.
I do some. I feel bad. I do sometimes, but usually publicly it's I did it. I did it Saturday night.
Yeah, I feel like you're just damning. I feel like you're damning yourself when you say GD. I feel like you are God, and I feel like, again, being impeccable with your words. And if it is just you here, you came here by yourself, you're leaving by yourself, and the universe doesn't necessarily know. Like, you could be damning yourself, and you don't know if you are. You don't know how it works. I don't know how it works. So you know what? I'd rather just not even steer clear.
Yeah, I get it.
Not looking down on anybody else who does. Again, I'm just throwing out what works for me, dude. And I'm a happy dude. If you guys want to get some of the happy pill, that's just telling you what I do.
For me, I guess, so that's something I didn't say for many years. Then I got more comfortable with it for some reason, but I don't see it like when I say GD.
Thanks,
I'm not thinking, hey God, damn that thing.
Right.
But that's where it comes from. That's where it comes from. In the old days when people believed in curses and God damn you, or God curse this or that, da 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 da. And people believe that there's power in that.
Yeah. Power in the tongue, man.
And
let there be light. Power of the tongue.
So what happened after he just said let?
What do you mean?
Before he got the light, before God got the light, what happened when he said let there be?
When I die, I'll ask him. I don't know to tell you.
I don't know.
I'm being a jerk.
But think about it, man. Like we've all heard that, the power of the tongue, and we don't necessarily know.
But it takes two. It takes two.
Don't know.
It takes two, Chris.
What do you mean it takes two?
Because both people have to see that offensive moment the same way.
Wait a minute. We're on something different. I was thinking about just me myself saying GD.
Right. You're saying
I bump my elbow. It takes two.
I'm saying it doesn't have power unless there's somebody else involved there that gives it the power.
I disagree. I say that this is where I disagree. I said, you come in by yourself and you leave by yourself. So it's just you here. And there are other people who are sharing the same experiences with you. So I don't necessarily believe that you have to have a second person there to give it necessarily power. Because again, if it's just you, you can say, I can sit there and say, I'm so happy today. Like when I do my morning incantations, right? I love my life. I'm by myself, and at the end of it all, I'm on fire, feeling so good. So I don't necessarily believe you have to have someone else to be there.
Do you believe that, Cords? Do you believe that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kurt says
I had 8 shows in 6 days. My voice is like, yo.
Kurt says it's lazy swearing, Chris. Put some creativity and effort into your cursing. I expect more from you. Kurt always sounds like my mom.
For a reason.
What's that?
It's called an expletive for a reason.
An expletive for a reason.
I like those shoes. I'm a shoe dude. I don't know what that's all about. I feel like fashion starts from the bottom up. I've always felt that. So it starts with the shoes, and then you kind of go up. That's what I got.
When I'm inspecting fashion, I don't get past the bottom.
Right. Good.
All right, next up, we're going to end with the Amazon thing.
I would love to know what Cords thinks. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Cords is brilliant, first and foremost, right? Brilliant guy. Can't spell. I would like to know what I would love him to sit on this conversation about hell on earth and the words and the power of the tongue and just because it's a good dude and
it's up to you, Cords, if you want to sit down because you got to remember this is the president of a company. You want him to sit down and start talking about religion publicly.
I didn't say religion.
What is it?
It was a word of the you were talking about just the power of the tongue and coming in by yourself and spirituality and life and just Let's try to recap. So earlier today, there's some kid
trying to keep the show going.
Oh no, we can let it go.
No, that's fine. It's fine.
So earlier today, this little kid a white kid posted on Snapchat. If I were black, I'd be picking cotton, but I'm white, so I'm asking you to go to prom.
So I'm picking you.
Right. Now,
sounds like
Cords and I had the exact same reaction. Like, wait, and exactly sounds like a bad joke. So initially, I was quiet. I didn't really say anything, and I thought about it, and then we got to the point of
Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. And someone else posted about they HATE that. And I was speaking about how I don't really like saying those words, and feel the power of the words, the power of the tongue, it could actually infect you and consume you. So I want to see your take on all that same stuff, because you're pretty.
That's a lot. You just threw a lot out there.
He's brilliant. He can kid it like that, dude. Come on.
I mean, first of all, it's probably a really bad joke. I mean, how old is this kid?
18.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's old enough to know better, but like...
Get that mic a little closer to you there, Cords.
I mean, that's really kind of pushing the boundary. I mean, Instagram's even like a public form. I mean, it's searchable.
Snapchat.
Oh, it's Snapchat?
Yeah, but somebody got it before it came down.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. That's just...
But then we also
I know he probably thought... I'm guessing he probably thought it was harmless and funny. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I mean, that's
a millennial. That kid is so far removed from...
Yeah.
Yeah, there was another thought we had, Cords, as we started talking about this, I proposed to go, is there a chance that he is so not racist that this didn't even register to him that it would be racist?
Like that maybe he had a pass because he's so not racist?
Well, I don't know. He's obviously not getting a pass. He's not allowed to go to prom. I don't know what else is going to happen to him, but he's also being lambasted across the country on radio and television. So he's not getting a pass. But is there a chance that some of these kids, this next generation of millennials and younger, that racism is so foreign to them that these kinds of things are like making jokes about? Let's see. They got to go farther back in history.
I understand
than the
what you're
Holocaust.
saying. It's like. It would be like if Eminem made a joke.
And he never says the N-word. He's gone on record. He's never used the N-word. He never uses it.
Huh.
And he grew up with black people.
Well, that should answer all of our questions, white people. No, we're not allowed to use the N-word.
I know. I was just going back through the movie 8 Mile in my head to see if that was true or not.
Yeah, he won't do it.
Yeah.
Okay, now the next philosophical thing that was on the board, Cords, had to do with hate. And because Sharon chimed in and said that she hates racism very deeply, hates it. And Chris was like, hey, let's not use the H word because that takes it down it can consume you in this. And she goes, I don't care. If I'm getting in front of God and he wants to knock points off of me because I hate racism, then I will take that chance.
Well, I think hate is like, I understand what you're trying to say, because to truly hate something, you're proactively putting effort into like letting it like affect your life,
fester
all the
inside
time,
of you, yeah.
Right. So like, I mean, to just kind of pull in the spirituality and religion portion of it, like that's what's so great about forgiveness, is that you can kind of let it go. If you forgive someone or whatnot, then you can kind of release that energy, and then you can free up your heart and your mind to focus on things that are more important.
And this is why it's so important to me that we understand, because in order to forgive, we have to understand. And to understand somebody's point of view that you don't get and you hate is work. It is not easy to do. It can take years in order to get to that place where you go, okay, I understand how they got here. Doesn't mean you're condoning it. I understand how they got here. I forgive that, or I've moved past that and removed that hate from my heart. What, you're breaking shit back there, Chris? What are you doing?
Right in front of the boss man, too. Jeez. You can see my face. I'm like, oh, man.
Chris, I don't know if you've seen one of those before, but that's a mic stand.
Oh, maybe once or twice.
It's not the highest quality mic stand. I'll give you that.
But I'm glad that he said that about the forgiveness. And them also thinking maybe this segment was for her, in its own way. Like, we have an interaction, and he's talking about forgiveness, and who knows, maybe this could help elevate whoever else listens to it to a way. Not to say that we're better and we figured it out. No, we're not doing that. I'm just saying the idea of it's all kind of.
And to put the bookend on this one, Cords, is there a heaven and hell?
I absolutely.
All right.
I think there is. I think there's a carrot and a stick.
You think there's a place You think there's a place where it's just fire burning and people just burning?
No, I don't think.
That's what I'm asking.
Okay,
because I believe in hell, but not that kind of.
Yeah, so I don't know what it looks like. I mean, the only thing that we have to go off of is what's documented, so to speak. But you hear these stories about some people when they have that. I mean, this is my opinion, but you hear the stories about people who've experienced that afterlife kind of moment, and some people see a light, and some people see demons ripping them apart. And it, so
like in Ghost. Remember that? Yeah. I read a book, and it came to me that these books come to me. It was called Many Lives, Many Masters. Have you read that?
I have not.
By Brian Weiss. The idea was he was a doctor. His son died at a very young age and went into therapy. Just forget medicine, it doesn't work. So he went into therapy, and then he started doing hypnotherapy and met this one woman, and brought her back. And next thing you know, she's describing it's the year 1736. I got blonde hair, blah blah. And for 2 years, they're documenting. He brings his wife in. They're documenting this woman through all these different lives, and she was talking about how this guy who just killed me was my ex-boyfriend now, and this person was my mom, is my sister. I mean, they were going on and on and on.
Was it J.K. Rowling?
No.
There you go. You should check that out, man. And I just, after reading it gave me, I always believed in reincarnation, but after reading it, I mean, it's been millions of copies sold, and
that's some real stuff, man. Like that makes you peak your eyebrow.
And the thing that's interesting is, like, every time she died in those lives, she went right back to the moment when it was her last death. Every single time it was the same floating above her body, and then went into this place. She was waiting. There were other spirits. No one was talking. Everyone was just waiting. And
did they have
like Beetlejuice?
Did they have snacks wherever they were? Yes, I know the scene you're talking about. That's hilarious.
That's true.
That's how I picture it. You're sitting there next to a guy who's got his head shrunk.
He does this. And just Yeah, but no, it's a great read. And there's other books that I don't know. I have a friend who, she had a near-death experience, and she said the exact same thing. She was floating and was above the room, watching everything, trying to save her, and had the moment of coming back. And another friend who actually gets possessed. Sometimes she's a medium. Yeah. And she passed away, but she was in between, and she remembers being in heaven, and the lady said, it's going to be fine, you can stay, you can go back if you want to, but the kids will be okay, everything will be okay. And she decided to go back, and she remembers that story vividly, and it would never change. Every time it's just, and it's the same. She stares at me, and she's
I think the bottom line is there's a lot of stuff out there that we can't comprehend and understand.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, so if we don't know, you have a choice. You can love, fear, be happy, and I just feel like I feel like our spirit naturally is love. When you see, like, the animals, you see baby, like, you do, and it's just the brain, the flesh that goes, the flesh that makes us start doubting and questioning and judging, and that's not who you truly are. And you're not going to leave with the flesh. You're not going to leave with any money. You're going to leave with just your soul. So
right, life's short, baby. Let's focus on the positive.
Well, Shriner says, perhaps hell is just existing with the absence of God in your eternity.
Shriner's deep.
He doesn't even smoke pot.
Therefore, you don't need to smoke pot.
Are you still dry?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Brother, I'm done, man.
Wow. Holy smokes.
Crisp. I can tell you a little more crisp today.
That's what, yeah. I feel, I'm me. It's okay.
So what are you doing to cope? Because I know it was your medicine. Is it a bottle of wine at night? Are you praying? What are you playing music? What are you doing to cope right now?
Well, which is great, is I had 8 shows in 6 days, so I was just busy.
Okay, that helps.
That's a really good one.
You're right.
Staying
busy.
We
know that from Dale, right?
Yep. That's one of the things. That's one of the top, like, if not the top one, but one of the top ones.
Stay busy.
Yeah, stay busy with fighting depression, anxiety, all that stuff.
Yes, and so yesterday, being Monday, is my day off when I don't do anything. That was the first time I actually was like, ooh, what are we doing? Let's chill. Go away with that shit. We're not,
Call Sam Parker and take up painting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I think, but it was just like when I was addicted to the pills after my surgery. That moment when I'm like, I knew, being honest, I don't need these anymore. It's time to get off it. Just like coming back from Hawaii, being like, I finally got the closure that I needed. The situation that happened with cords, and I talked about it on the radio. The situation that happened with cords, that was like, you know what? I don't need this anymore. I don't think you ever did talk about that. I think I did. Okay. Maybe we didn't, but anyway.
We didn't because you said you didn't want to bring it up, so I make sure we didn't.
So, you mind if I talk about it? Do you care?
You'd rather not.
This is be our family.
Yeah, for now. For now. Okay. All right. Lastly,
Porch just prefers me, like real me, and my family does. My kids do. So it's just like, let's just be me and not have anything interrupting.
Well, you're saying that now as I'm getting ready to go to my Dr. MJ appointment on Thursday morning.
Like I'm saying, but we're in different places. Like I had a brother die. You know what I mean? Like we're in different space. I had a divorce. I had all that. We're in different spots. So like, hey, let's not compare the same. It's just different. I know that now I don't need to cope. I'm in taking all the emotions. I'm not crying every day like I was for months. Like I'm past that. So
right.
to be past that, if you want to grow and you want to be better, take the steps and you pay attention. Things that happen naturally, like that happened naturally. That was like, and you stop and you're honest with yourself. Like, I'm never gonna have that happen again. Well, you know what do you have to do to ensure it'll never? Just stop. Okay, are you a man? Or are you gonna be a boy? You're gonna talk about it. You're gonna be about it. Well, just.
All right, let's talk about one more thing before we get Cords out of here, and that is the 100th episode is next Wednesday. I'm going to call Matt from Masteries after the show today and talk to me. I know he wants us out there.
Well, so we need to look at the. I think we have two choices. We can either take the system out there, and then that can introduce us some level of risk of know setup and effort and things like that. The other option would be, let's just go downstairs in the main studio. Let's invite any fans from the show. Let's still get a food truck to cater it, all of that. Let's get the whole staff in there to be an audience. Let's, set up a bunch of different kinds of seating and chairs, get 6 or 7 cameras going with mics.
All right, that would be cool.
That would be cool, because like the party we did.
Then you can play. Yeah, exactly. We have more capabilities and more technology.
Right now, Matt's like, no!
Well, but he can still sponsor it.
There you go.
It can still be brought to you by Masteries, you know?
And we do want to do something live, but maybe for that 100th episode, that's exactly the way we handle it, is go down to the psych room and do it from there.
Yeah, because that's going to put less stress on you.
Right.
Just the fact that you were already tripping about it prior to, let's not take
points off the board. If we don't want to, introduce all kinds of level of risk. I mean, the system that you're using right now was designed to be portable, but since it's been planted here for 2 or 3 months, it's starting to get glued down, so to speak. But the system downstairs is 3 times more powerful. We've got a lot more capabilities, up to 16 microphones.
All right, so when I talked to Matt afterwards, or after the show today, instead of talking to him about trying to put this together in a week to go out to Masteries, let's talk about, let's see if he's interested in sponsoring, invite him over, and like you said, listeners and stuff like that, do a big show, because we've always wanted to do a show from the psych room anyway.
Yeah.
So let's make the 100th episode.
Well, it'll be the first and the 100th, right?
The first and the 100th. Oh, you're right. Because technically, I think I did do a show.
Beta.
Yeah, a beta test from there with my laptop. So we'll do that, and then we'll talk to him, because I know he does want to get us out there to broadcast from Masteries.
Yeah, we can do it. And
then just set up something that's whether it's a month down the road, we have plenty of time to promote it and get out there, test all the lines, do what we got to do, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how we do it. I mean, maybe we can even plan a system out there. Get a third system instead of 2. And that way, you can come back. Maybe it's part of what you're doing with Events Done Right, where you can do a broadcast in the evening before you do your gig. Like, who knows?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
We can record like you did today. We can record something.
But that way we've got a certain amount of reliability and certainty that everything's going to work like it's supposed to.
Told you he's a genius. See that?
Our boy Chris Brown says, I could help you guys go mobile. I used to do it for my silly little podcast. Even if it's just advice on how to make it easy, let me know. Still have to make it out to your studio, though.
Yeah, yes, Chris, get on in here, man.
And he says Masteries is right by my house.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think you'd be impressed with if you took a look at what Chris is actually using right now, too. But yeah, definitely get in here, man. What are you waiting on?
All right, Cords, thank you so much for stopping by, sir.
All right, guys.
All right, we will talk to you soon. Cords, make sure you follow Bake More Pies here, Bake More Pies on Facebook. And for those of you looking to, make more of an imprint and an impact when it comes to your online marketing, social media, and stuff like that, digital, then hunt us down. Bake More Pies, where working artists come to play. That's not really their tagline. That was a tagline that I've had for myself for a long time. If I ever opened up a media house, which I doubt I have the skills to run a company. So I'll have to give that away. But the reason I like it is because it's like Chris and I. I'm less of an artist than Chris, but we have certain, things that we can, talents that we can.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to sit up in the front. What are you doing, brother? I like being back here. Like, you are really, really good at what you do. I feed off of you, brother. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you.
And I still also want to talk about the Denzel Washington challenge. We haven't really talked about that, man.
All right, the Denzel Washington challenge, and this is giving up your phone for a week.
Yep.
So
right.
this is it's funny, man. Talk about detox. Everything's detox in my world, right? So I believe that there are no accidents, and I was on YouTube looking at listening to something positive, motivational, and then the next thing is that Denzel Washington speaks on social media, and I clicked on it. And I ended up watching it like 4 times, and I actually put it on Snapchat for everyone to see. He was saying, "What would you say to the youth?" He's like, "Don't get rid of it." He's like, "You'll get rid of it." It's like it's just so much pressure for someone who's young. He's like, back in the day, we used to want to be liked. Everyone wants to be liked, but you want to be liked by who's in front of you. Now you're trying to be liked by 16 million people that you don't even know, and what people are willing to do to be liked. And he's like, this
I wonder if you could
addicting.
I wonder if you're, say, 19, 20, 21, 22, you've been raised on devices since before your memories.
Yeah.
If that is even possible to put down your devices for a week.
And he even said, he's like, if you don't think it is, like, try it. He goes, got real quiet in there, didn't it? Like, yeah, man, like, it's addicting. Try it for a week and you'll see. And so what happened to me was literally 2 days later, my phone falls down and I stop it with my foot. And I was like, man, that probably would have broken. What happened? I'm doing the same thing and it falls and breaks. This is last Tuesday. And I noticed I was driving a little faster. Like there was it was an anxiety, like kind of like, oh man, I haven't smoked and I have an anxiety, or people who have whatever addiction you get when you feel the anxiety from it. And I was feeling that, and then it was like this as the weeks gone by, because I did a full week. Man, I'm a lot more patient, a lot more calm. This is 2 times a day I was out, and someone's like, I'm sorry, hold on, I'm totally cool, relax. And then again when I went to go to lunch, sorry, I'm cool, man, it's cool. And I've noticed that things have slowed down a little bit, man. And again, I just challenge all of you. I did it, and maybe we all need to kind of detox every once in a while. It's probably just a little healthy way, just to kind of, I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. And I get gigs. People call my phone, and I got the kid, and it's just, But
you also have somebody helping you. You have a manager that was taking those phone calls, so you weren't going to miss anything.
I missed phone calls. No doubt.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You missed some gigs.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I check my message and it's like, oh, we need you for, oh man, like I've missed a couple of things. But again, what did I gain from not having that? A little bit of peace, a little bit of just bring the level down, man. I mean, you don't know it. You don't know it until you try it, man. And so now what I want to do is I really just want to get a house phone and let people just try to, reach out me there and leave a message. And just when I'm out and about, I'm out and about and I have time to think, and I'm in with me and God and music and just chilling, and not, because I started noticing I drive by people and everyone's on a phone, everyone is connected, and it's like, and I'm guilty too. I felt the need to, something felt the need for me to stop, so I'm not trying to act holier than thou to anyone. Yet I did understand and felt the difference, and man, I think we should do it every year.
So Chris, first of all, good morning to Charles Marco. Charles, I need to get you in the studio as well. I would love to have you check out what we got going on here and talk about what's going on there at Boulevard Burgers. Andrew Bellick will be on the show tomorrow. I see he just joined, and we'll be talking conspiracy theories. No, I'm sorry, on Thursday. On Thursday, Andrew will be in. Tomorrow we'll have Single Source Insurance in, talking about an event that they're sponsoring. But Chris brings up a great question. It is idealistic for some people, or at least the way he sees it. What happens if you run a business? There is no way to put your phone down. I think it is 50-50. The world is so fast-paced, you kind of have no choice. But then there are still people who work the 9-to-5 routines and can put it down. I wish I could put it down for a week, LOL.
I disagree. You said kind of is the operative word that I had there. You have a choice, man. And again...
Well, hold on. He goes, hold on. Let me finish. Right. He goes, now I will say when I go on vacation this year, it is going off. Then he says parenthetically, guess I just answered my own argument, LOL.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I own my own business too, brother. I do. And people call and they want shows, and at the end of the day, if you're important enough, they'll call back, they'll leave a message, they'll get to you. And I just think, what is that noise?
I don't know.
If you're watching,
I don't think they heard it. They can hear it. No,
it's like Saw is like Jason is down there killing. What's going on? Anyways, yeah, like I say, man, I get it, man. We can always make any reason. That's a bitch about reason, man. You can reason yourself in and out of anything.
And Chris, by the way, I'm with you on that. There's no way I could turn off my phone right now. However, I do want to get to a place quickly where when I do go on vacation, not every time, but at least one vacation a year, that's a week long, my phone does go off, and you let whoever handle whatever business stuff you need to handle, and then just turn everything off. And I think it's more. I may even be more important for us in the older generation than it is for the next generation. The next generation is so that it's a part of them. They're already little cyborgs.
Yeah, but the problem is that they don't really have real hardcore friendships and like value and what it means to be friend, because they're with someone, but they're always looking for something else. They're looking. Their phone is right attached to them, and they're not having conversations. They're too busy still looking at their likes to feel that dopamine feel. They're looking at this person, and they're not engaged, and so they don't understand hard work. Like, you can't teach someone hard work through a phone. They don't understand that. And so that's where I feel like I hear what you mean. Like, yeah, they may be there, and maybe it is important for people of our generation to try to like help guide them through that. But it's you and I, man, we did it, dude. I've seen it, man. We know it's not necessarily the best thing. Anything, you can get addicted to anything. We're just addictive creatures by just how we are.
Shriner says, I had an operations manager who came back from vacation once and deleted all of his unread emails. He said if it was important enough for his attention, they would email him again.
Man.
But, Chris Brown brings up, he's in the production business, and they want stuff fast, and they want it turned around. And if you're not there, they're on to the next production company to turn it around and get it done.
Yes,
so
I understand.
It's easier said than done. We'll just leave it there. It is definitely easier said than done. But I think we all agree that if you can find a way to turn off your phone, to disconnect for a weekend, for 3 days, even if it's only 3 days, truly disconnect.
3 days would be good. I noticed after the third day was when I really started feeling the effect of like, oh, cool, I'm cool. So the first 2 days, like anything you're addicted to, I've done it. I've gone through it. Yeah. Anything you're addicted to, you can get addicted to food, you can get addicted to people, man, anything. Like, where are they? Just try to reconnect with yourself and be okay with being alone with your thoughts and being alone with yourself. There's a new art of being alone. I'm trying to figure it out myself, man. So
Chris wants to know, Chris wants to know where this operations manager is now. I guarantee you he's not running his own company. I guarantee you that. My 7-year-old nephew asked Santa for a cell phone. Nope. Yeah. LOL, my friend gave her 5-year-old a cell phone. What?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Why? Because that to me is a level of laziness. That's a level of like, and
I don't want to judge, man, because I'm not in their shoes, and they may be at their wits' end, and which
is why I said level of laziness, and you just said at their wits' end. Like, you don't necessarily want to. That's a choice. You don't have to. Did you have a phone at 5? So why does a child need a phone at 5? And I remember talking to when I was married. She had a daughter, so I don't know what she is to me anymore. It's kind of weird, but she was my stepdaughter at the time. And when she was 10, she wanted a cell phone because all her little friends had a cell phone. I said, okay, you give me one reason why you need it, and I'll give you the phone. She couldn't come up with it. There's no reason. You don't need a phone. You don't. Just to stay to talk to, for what? And people giving kids iPhones. Like, do you want to give this precious little Chinese kid the access to the internet?
No, it's ridiculous.
What?
All right, so a couple things before we get out of here. The attorneys in the Seminole Heights murder suspect, they are saying he might be mentally ill. Really? I have a feeling that most of these people that just go around randomly killing people, probably not sane.
Yeah.
All right.
Kill anyone. You got something going on upstairs.
All right. A Tesla slams through a wall of Anytime Fitness in Pasco County in North Del Mabry. And this is another one of those stories. Now, we'll have to follow up on this one because this is another one where the person driving said they were jamming on the brake and it accelerated through the wall. Now, Tesla keeps coming back after each one of these things, and because they have diagnostics they can run. That's like a little black box or something.
Nice.
And they've been coming back and go, no, according to this, you had your foot on the gas, not the brake when this happened. So we'll see how that plays out. And then the story everybody's been talking about for the past day now is that Amazon Prime now wants access to your car. If you want, they will deliver a package right into the trunk of your car if you'd like. And this is being rolled out just after a month or two where they started this service right to your door. So basically when they scan, or at home, so when they scan the product, it sends a signal to your smart home, and then your smart home unlocks the front door. They open it up, put the package in, and walk out, right? So Now they're doing the same thing with anything that has OnStar, Buick, Chrysler, all those that have OnStar on it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I said the right brands or not, but yeah, basically same thing. Because they can track your vehicle. You say your vehicle is going to be wherever, it's there. They can see that because of OnStar. They're right there. They scan it. Your trunk pops open. They stick in the package and close it. If you don't have a trunk or they got to go into the front door, they can still get through your other doors as well and deliver your packages like this.
I mean, I guess it would be good if you're like trying to like pull like surprise them with something like you just saw. I don't know. It's weird.
They just started rolling this out in 37 cities, and Tampa's one of them. So I guess you'll be able to do that here and try it out and get back to us on that one. Right. You go ahead and test it out.
Right. You let some random person into your car and let me know how that goes.
So Robert says his 12-year-old daughter has a phone, but, quote, I limit it.
How?
So it seems like that's about that seems like the age where you start having that conversation, somewhere around that 10, 11, 12.
Now, and I'll tell you, Robert, we gave her a phone at 12, but it was a flip phone. You can't get on the internet. Good luck. You know what I mean? And the problem was, if like anything, it was just kind of like, hey, we'll give you what you can handle. If you can't handle it, then we'll just take it away, you know? And when they started lying, when she started like fibbing or being like, oh, I wasn't on the phone, you're not supposed to be on the phone at this time, and the temptation, it's like, okay, it's too much for you, man.
Okay.
And that's how I just handle. That's how I'm going to continue handling. But I'm curious how you watch that. Because like help other people. Because there may be other people. What's his name? Robert.
Yep.
There may be other people who are in the same spot. My kids are 5 and 3, so I have some time. You can help them. Tell
Robert,
Robert,
somebody I grew up with, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So what do you limit? The times, the time length she can be on it, and the time of day she can be on it. And stuff, because that's not even the phone call part that scares parents anymore. They'd rather you be on the phone all night long with whatever, but now they're worried about what you're online with. So there we go.
Cords is calling me.
All right, I'm good.
Cords?
I'm good if you're good.
Yeah, man.
What's up, dude?
You still on the show?
We're wrapping it up.
We're wrapping it up.
Okay. Well, just call me when you're done.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you everybody for being a part of the Wake.Show today. Thank you, Chris McCarty, for being amazing as always.
Nah, man, thank you for being amazing. I love everything that we do here. It feels good, and I know it's positive, so I'm with it.
Sam Miller, thank you for all your social media prowess. Shriner, Chris Brown, Nikki Cooper, Sharon, Robert, everybody who tuned in today. Thank you so much for being a part of this as well.
Man. Thanks.
And we got our 100th episode coming up next week. We're probably going to end up inviting you all down to the studio if you can make it down here for lunch. So we will.
I will say this to everyone. I left my guitar. How about this? Can we do a cappella?
Of course.
Yeah, this is a good one. All right, so everybody must live more, buy more. Have something that you don't want to work for. Everybody likes watching TV. Is there someone else you'd rather be? And we eat, drink, smoke, choke, lie, still cheat, point. Don't want to read someone, just want to talk about nothing. Sometimes it feels like we hate too often. Dun dun dun. But I know, bum bum bum. I know that life is full of endless possibilities. Keep your eyes wide open so you can see. Half the world isn't what it appears to be, but you got to believe. Yeah, man, believe.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Man, you gotta believe.
I love that aspect of this new show, Chris.
Yeah. The believe aspect, the positive singing stuff.
Oh, man, the singing stuff.
Yeah, man.
The actual talent.
The present is a gift, and yesterday is history, his story. You can save and save for tomorrow, but tomorrow is just a mystery. And we all do the same. We never want to take the blame. It's all such a shame. Why can't we change something? Like take a little less, give a little more, hate a little less, love a little more, and let's see what happens. But I know that life is full of endless possibilities. Keep your eyes wide open so you can see. Half the world isn't what it appears to be, but you got to believe. Your life is only what you want it to be. So come on, start working so the world can see that you have the courage to follow your dreams, because you know that life is full of endless possibilities. Keep your eyes wide open so you can see. Half the world is half asleep. It's up to you and me, but you've got to believe.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Be safe. Be kind to your fellow man. Be good to yourself. And most importantly, let your crazy breathe.